All right, so are you ready to dive in? Today, we're going deep, deep into the world of Libra.
Ooh, Libra.
Yeah, we've got a ton of articles, interesting perspectives to try to understand the sign.
Yes.
Really understand, that Libra in your life,
Uh-huh.
whether it's a lover or a friend or a colleague, right? So by the end of this, we're hoping to paint a clearer picture of what makes them tick.
Libras, I think, are so interesting because they've got this reputation, right?
Yeah.
For being charming and diplomatic, always striving for
I
balance.
was trying to keep the peace.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
But that can also, maybe you've experienced this, make them a little tough to read sometimes.
Right, a little mysterious.
Yeah, a bit indecisive even.
Yeah, so let's try to unpack that a little bit today.
Right.
Like what's behind that Libra charm? And let's start with love.
Yeah, okay.
How does a Libra approach romance? I'm curious.
Well, you have to remember that Libra is an air sign.
Okay.
So they're all about that intellectual connection, communication.
Right.
And then they're also ruled by Venus,
Ooh,
the
Venus.
planet of beauty and love,
Oh,
right?
yes.
So it's not just surface level attraction.
Uh-huh.
It's this blend of aesthetics,
Okay.
intellectual spark, and then also that deep yearning for harmony.
They really want things to be,
Yes.
in balance in their relationship.
Exactly. That's the key.
Okay, so that makes me think that they're not the type to fall head over heels,
Right.
like, super fast in a whirlwind romance.
Yeah, you're catching on.
Right.
You're getting it. Libras are very strategic about love.
Okay.
They're carefully weighing their options.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so much impulsiveness,
Right.
jumping into things.
Not a Libra move.
Not really. No.
Yeah.
It's not that they're afraid of commitment or anything like that.
Gotcha.
It's more like they're playing chess, right?
Uh-huh.
Always thinking a few moves ahead,
Okay.
which I know can make them seem indecisive,
Right.
right?
Right.
But they just really want to make sure it's the right move with the right person.
So it's less about being afraid to commit and more about wanting to avoid unnecessary conflict later on.
Exactly. You got it.
Okay.
They don't want that drama.
Yeah.
That conflict really disrupts that sense of balance that they crave.
They need that equilibrium.
Yes. And that's why engaging in conversation is so important for them.
Okay.
They fall in love gradually through that intellectual stimulation,
Right.
through the witty banter, through really getting to know someone.
Right. On a deep level.
On a very deep level, yeah.
So it's not love at first sight for a Libra. It's like love after a really good conversation.
You could put it that way.
Okay.
And remember, Venus is their ruler, right?
Yes.
They love romance.
Yeah.
But it's more about elegance and thoughtfulness.
Okay.
So it's less about
Yeah.
the screaming big declaration.
Okay.
It's more about the subtle gestures.
Right.
Like a handwritten note.
Oh, okay.
That kind of thing. Appreciating beauty
Great.
in all forms.
Mm-hmm.
So having a partner with good taste
Yeah.
who appreciates the finer things in life,
Okay.
that's going to be a big plus for a Libra.
And I would imagine security is a big thing for them too, right?
Absolutely.
Because they don't like instability.
No, they don't.
Oh, okay.
They need a partner who's reliable, grounded,
Mm-hmm.
someone who's that steady anchor in their life
Right.
while they kind of figure out that balance.
Right.
But it doesn't mean boring, okay?
Right.
Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
They still want excitement,
Right.
but it's the kind of excitement that comes from shared experiences, great conversations,
Right.
and those perfectly curated moments.
Okay. I like that. Perfectly curated moments.
Yeah, like romantic gestures, that kind of thing.
Gotcha. So I'm getting a clearer picture here.
Good.
So if you want to win a Libra's heart, what should you absolutely not do?
Okay, well, first of all, ditch the drama.
Okay.
Like constant arguments,
Right.
outbursts, anything that disrupts that peaceful vibe.
Okay.
Huge turnoff for a Libra.
Okay.
And then also, Libras are all about fairness, right?
Yeah.
So any kind of injustice,
Right.
whether it's directed at them or at someone else,
Okay.
that's really going to rub them the wrong way.
So no picking fights just to pick fights.
No.
That's not going to fly with a Libra.
Gotcha. And I remember you mentioned aesthetics
Yeah.
being really important.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
So sloppiness, rudeness,
Yeah, all of that.
that would be
Like a lack of effort.
a turnoff.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even just about
Right.
how they dress or whatever. It's
Yeah.
about their environment too,
Right.
how they take care of their space. It's
Yeah.
that harmony extends to everything.
It's about that balance in all areas of life.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, now, one of the sources that we used for this deep dive compared loving a Libra to dancing on ice.
Oh, that's a beautiful analogy.
Yeah, what do you think about that? It's so perfect
Yeah.
because it really does capture that sense of elegance and grace, but also the potential for things to, like, go off balance if you're not careful.
Right.
You know?
So there's this constant need for, like, a awareness.
Yes.
Right? And making sure that you're in sync.
Yes.
Because otherwise...
You're going to be slipping and sliding all over the place.
So true. So true. Okay.
But don't let that scare you off.
Right.
Because there's so much beauty in that dance.
Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about
Okay.
the best parts of loving a Libra.
Okay.
We've talked about their romantic gestures, you know, those small but significant acts of love.
Right.
But what else makes it so special?
Well, think about it. You'll never run out of things to talk about with a Libra.
Oh, that's nice.
Their minds are always buzzing.
Mm-hmm.
They're analyzing, connecting ideas.
Right.
They're excellent conversationalists.
Okay.
They talk about anything.
Oh, they can talk about anything.
Yeah.
Current events.
Yeah.
For philosophy.
Yeah.
To that new art exhibit they saw.
Right.
They just keep things interesting.
It's like having a built-in
Yeah.
intellectual sparring partner. Right.
Exactly.
Someone who's always
Always up for a good debate.
up for a debate.
Yeah, and remember, they're incredibly diplomatic, right?
Yes.
And it's not just about charm.
Right.
They genuinely want everyone
To feel heard.
to feel heard and understood.
Yeah.
So if you're ever in a sticky situation,
Okay.
you know a Libra's always going to try to find that peaceful solution,
Well, yeah.
mediate between different viewpoints.
Yeah.
It's a pretty valuable trait to have in a partner, wouldn't you say?
For sure. They're the ones who can, like, smooth over the family drama,
Yes.
bring peace to a
Yes.
heated discussion.
Yes.
Right. And also, let's not forget that air of elegance
Oh, yes.
that they bring to everything.
They do.
Right.
From their style to their home to
Yeah.
everything. They know how to elevate an experience.
So even, like, the simplest things feel special,
Okay.
which can be really attractive.
Right, yeah.
It's like they bring that beauty and refinement to everything.
Okay, so we've covered, like, the charming, romantic, intellectual side of a Libra in love.
Yeah.
But we've got to talk about the elephant in the room,
Yeah, okay.
the
fine.
challenges.
The challenges.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Because even the most balanced scales can tip.
Exactly.
So let's explore those less than perfect aspects a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
Because, you know, sometimes knowing those potential pitfalls
Yeah.
can help us navigate them better.
Absolutely. So what's the first challenge you want to unpack?
Well, let's just be honest. That indecisiveness can be frustrating.
Yeah, it can be.
Right.
It can be.
Because they weigh every option so carefully
Yes.
that it can take them forever to make a choice.
Right. It can take a while.
Right.
Yes.
And then, you know, that need for harmony
Yes.
can sometimes lead them to avoid conflict altogether,
Right. Even when it needs to be addressed.
even when it needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
So it's like they would rather keep the peace
Yeah.
than rock the boat, even if it means, like,
Right.
burying some important feelings.
You hit the nail on the head.
Okay.
And, you know, sometimes that desire to please everyone
Right.
can make them come across as a little superficial.
Okay.
Like they're more concerned with appearances
Right.
than with, like, the genuine connection.
So it's not that they're fake. It's just that they want to maintain that
Sense of harmony.
Yeah.
Even if it means, like, not being totally upfront about things.
Okay.
Now, remember that fear of conflict we talked about?
Yes.
A lot of times it stems from an even deeper fear.
Okay.
The fear of being alone.
Oh, wow.
Libras thrive on connection.
Yeah.
And that idea of being isolated
Yeah.
is really scary for them.
Okay, so it's not just about wanting to be liked.
No.
It's like a deeper need for...
Deeper need for companionship. Someone to share that sense of balance with.
Right, and that could lead them to stay in relationships
Yeah.
longer than they should.
It can.
Okay.
Even if they're not truly happy.
Wow.
There's a lot to think about.
A lot to unpack. So
Yeah.
even with all the charm and the grace,
Yeah.
you know, loving a Libra comes with its own
It
sort
does.
of complexity.
It does. But, you know, I think understanding those challenges
Yeah.
is really the first step to navigating them successfully.
Right.
And then, you know, once you learn to appreciate the nuances of their
Yeah.
character, the reward can be really extraordinary.
Well said. Okay, so we've delved into the highs and lows
Yes.
of loving a Libra, but what happens
Yeah.
when those scales tip too far?
Ooh,
What does it look like
Wait
when
a
a
minute.
Libra gets angry?
that's a great question.
Yeah.
And it's where things get really interesting.
Okay.
So, Okay, well, this is where their air sign and Venus rulership, it really comes into play.
Okay.
Because remember, harmony is like the ultimate goal.
They crave it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you're not going to see like a fiery outburst.
Right. Not a lot of drama.
No, or like a dramatic confrontation. Like
Right.
a Leo,
Yeah.
a Libra's anger, it's way more subtle.
Okay.
It's almost like a slow simmering burn.
So no slam doors or yelling matches. How do they actually express it then?
Think withdrawal.
Okay.
Like you might notice a sudden coolness,
Okay.
a distance in their demeanor,
Okay.
their communication, which is usually warm and engaging.
Right.
It becomes really clipped and formal,
Okay.
almost like a wall has gone up.
So it's less about what they say
Yes.
and more about like a shift in their energy.
Yeah, it's like the temperature in the room. It
Yeah.
drops like 10 degrees or something.
Right. And because they hate that direct confrontation,
Yes.
could they resort to like
Yeah.
passive aggressive behavior?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Think subtle hints, sarcastic remarks.
Oh, the classic Libra sarcasm.
Yeah, or even testing the relationship by acting indifferent,
Okay.
to see if you'll react.
So it's like the classic, I'm fine.
Yes, exactly.
But they're clearly not.
Exactly.
Okay, so how do you actually deal with an angry Libra? Because ignoring it doesn't
Yeah.
seem like the right approach.
Ignoring it is just going to make things worse.
Okay.
The key is to address the issue head on,
Mm-hmm.
but in a way that respects their need for harmony.
Okay.
So avoid accusations or like raising your voice.
Right.
Instead, come to them with empathy and understanding.
So validating their feelings.
Yes.
Even if you don't fully get where they're coming from.
Yeah, say something like, hey, I sense that you're upset,
Okay.
and I want to understand why.
Okay.
That shows them that you're acknowledging their feelings
Right.
without putting them on the defensive.
Right. And then remember, they crave that balance.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So try to find a compromise that
Yeah.
works for both of you.
Yes, find that middle ground.
Okay.
Restore that sense of harmony.
Speaking of this passive-aggressive anger,
Yes.
one of the sources had a kind of funny example
Oh, I love these.
where apparently a Libra was feeling ignored by their partner,
Okay.
and so they decided to, rearrange all the furniture in the living room.
Oh, that's so Libra.
Right.
Instead of,
Yeah.
directly confronting the issue,
Right.
they're going to disrupt the harmony
Of the space.
of the shared space.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like a very subtle
It's a message.
but powerful message
Yeah.
that something is off.
Oh, I love. Okay. So
That's great.
moving on to compatibility.
Okay.
We've talked about
Yeah.
loving a Libra,
Mhm.
but are there certain signs
Right.
that are just naturally a better fit?
Well, astrology can give us some insights into that.
Okay.
So remember, Libra is an air sign.
Yes.
They're ruled by Venus, so signs that share that air element,
Okay.
like Gemini and Aquarius.
Right.
They tend to have a natural rapport with Libra.
Because air signs, they're kind of like the intellectual powerhouses
they're up there.
of the zodiac. Right.
They are.
Always buzzing with ideas, conversations.
Yeah, lots of mental energy.
Okay.
So with Gemini, it's all about
Mm.
endless conversation,
Mm.
shared adventures,
Mhm.
that light, playful energy.
Okay.
They both thrive on that intellectual stimulation
Right.
and that social interaction.
So with Aquarius, it's kind of similar, but what's
It's a little different.
what's the dynamic there?
Aquarius brings more of an innovative, rebellious spirit
Okay.
to the mix.
Okay.
So they kind of challenge Libra's thinking,
Interesting.
push them to think outside the box a little bit.
Okay, so it's like
Right.
Gemini's about fun and connection. Aquarius is about
Yeah.
excitement and growth.
Yeah, exactly. That intellectual growth.
Okay, now what about fire signs?
Fire signs.
Yeah, like Leo and Sagittarius.
Oh, yeah. Fire signs could be a good match, too.
Okay.
Because fire brings that passion and warmth
Right.
that balances out Libra's airiness a little bit.
Okay.
So Leo, with their dramatic flair,
Mm-hmm.
that can be exciting for Libra. And then Sagittarius, with their adventurous spirit,
Yeah.
encourages Libra to kind of step out of their comfort zone.
So each element brings something
It does.
different to the table,
Yeah,
right?
it does.
Creates this dynamic that keeps things interesting.
Yes, exactly.
But what about signs that might clash with the Libra?
Okay, well, earth and water signs,
Okay.
those can present some challenges.
Okay.
So Cancer, for example, being a water sign,
Right.
they're all about emotions
Right.
and security.
Okay.
which can feel a little overwhelming for Libra,
Right. Who's more rational?
who likes that balanced, rational approach.
Yeah.
And then Capricorn,
Okay.
with their grounded, practical nature,
Right.
they can also clash.
With Libra's need for...
With Libra's need for harmony.
Yeah. Okay.
And aesthetics.
So it's like Cancer is too emotionally intense.
Yeah, it could be a bit.
And Capricorn's like too rigid and structured.
Yeah, a little too structured for Libra's liking.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And of course, these are just like...
General guidelines, individual charts, personal dynamics play a huge role.
Yeah, this is not incompatibility.
In exact science.
No, it's not. But understanding those elemental differences, it gives you a good starting point.
Right.
To see how different signs might interact.
Makes sense. So we've covered romantic compatibility.
Yes.
But what about friendships?
Oh, friendships.
Yeah.
What makes Libras such great friends?
I'm curious.
Imagine having a friend who always listens without judgment.
Okay.
Offers really balanced advice, and somehow manages to elevate every hangout.
Okay.
With their impeccable taste and social grace.
Right.
That's a Libra friend. Okay, so it's like having a personal therapist.
Yes.
Social director.
Yes.
And style consultant all in one.
You got it.
That's pretty good.
Libras are natural diplomats.
Yeah.
So they're really good at mediating conflicts and seeing things from multiple perspectives.
Okay.
So that makes them incredible confidants and advisors.
So there's no unsolicited advice?
No.
Or like judgmental lectures from a Libra?
Not at all.
Okay, that's nice.
They genuinely want to understand your point of view.
Right.
And help you find the best solution.
And they crave that harmony.
Yes.
So they're going to go out of their way to make you feel...
comfortable.
Yeah.
Appreciated.
Okay.
They always add that touch of elegance and sophistication to any gathering.
Okay, so whether it's like a casual coffee date or a night out, they're going to find a way...
to make it special.
To make it special, right?
Yeah, they just have that knack.
They elevate the experience.
Yeah, for elevating those even mundane activities.
Right.
And adding that beauty and refinement.
Okay, so it's like they have this magical ability to just create a harmonious atmosphere wherever they go.
Yeah, right.
But even the best of friends have their quirks.
Oh, of course. Of course.
So what are some things to keep in mind when navigating a friendship with a Libra?
Well, that indecisiveness, to talk about it can definitely extend to friendships as well.
Okay.
So be prepared for a lot of, I don't know, what do you want to do?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right. And then their conflict avoidant nature.
Yeah.
They might not always be upfront with their feelings.
Right.
So it's important to encourage open and honest communication.
Okay, so sometimes you have to, read between the lines a little bit.
Yes, exactly.
Gently encourage them to express themselves.
And lastly, remember that Libras are super sensitive to other people's opinions.
Okay.
So they might need reassurance and validation pretty frequently, which can be a little draining if you're not used to it.
Okay, so patience, understanding, willingness to offer a listening ear.
Yeah, those are key.
Key to maintaining...
to a good friendship with a Libra.
A good friendship with a Libra.
Okay.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and talk about Libras in the workplace.
Okay.
How do these charming diplomats navigate the professional world?
Yeah, because I'm curious, how do their strengths translate into a work setting?
Okay.
Are they like boardroom superstars?
Okay.
Or do they struggle with the pressure?
Well, imagine a colleague who can smooth over any conflict, negotiate a win-win solution, and present their ideas with impeccable style and grace.
Okay.
That's a Libra at their best in the workplace.
Okay. So they're like the office peacemakers.
Pretty much.
Right. Bringing that Libra harmony to...
Yes, to even the most stressful situations.
Yeah, I can see that.
Remember, they're ruled by Venus.
So aesthetics are important.
Yes, they like things to look good.
They do. They'll bring that sense of style and sophistication to everything. Presentations, marketing materials, even the office decor.
Like, they can't help but elevate their surroundings.
Yeah, like beautiful.
Okay, so what other strengths do they bring to the workplace?
Well, that air sign intellect makes them amazing communicators. They can articulate their ideas so clearly, both verbally and in writing.
Okay.
And because they see those multiple perspectives, they're great at brainstorming and problem solving.
Okay.
So they come up with these innovative solutions.
So it's not just about diplomacy.
No,
they bring
They bring the brains too.
Yeah, the intellectual firepower to the team.
Yes.
Right.
And let's not forget their charisma.
Oh, yes.
Amazing networkers.
Right.
They build strong relationships with colleagues, clients, business partners.
Yeah, people are just drawn to them.
They are. They're charming.
Okay, but let's be real.
Okay.
Nobody's perfect.
Right.
What are some weaknesses?
Weaknesses, well, that indecisiveness.
Right.
It can be tough in the workplace.
Okay, especially in a fast-paced environment.
Yes, exactly, where you have to think on your feet.
Right.
And make quick decisions.
Okay.
And their need for harmony.
Yeah.
It might make them avoid confrontation.
Right. Even when it's necessary.
Yes, even when it's really needed.
Okay.
To address an issue head on.
So they might just sweep things under the rug?
Sometimes, yeah.
Okay.
Just to keep the peace.
And then also because they're such collaborators,
yes,
they might
have trouble delegating.
Yeah.
Because they want to make sure everything is done perfectly.
Right.
Even if it means taking on too much.
So finding that balance between collaborating and asserting themselves can be tough.
It's a tricky dance for a Libra.
It is, but if we understand these potential pitfalls,
we can work with them
exactly
more effectively.
Yes, help them leverage their strengths and navigate those challenges.
Okay, so for example, if you know a Libra colleague struggles with making decisions, maybe give them clear deadlines.
Yes, clear deadlines are great.
Okay.
And support structures.
Right, to help guide the process.
Exactly.
So it's all about creating an environment that supports them.
That supports their unique style.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we've covered a lot of ground today.
We have.
Everything from
love to work.
Yeah. Loving a Libra.
Yes.
Their diplomacy. In friendships, in the workplace.
It's fascinating.
It is. What are some key takeaways that you want to leave our listeners with?
I think the biggest thing is to remember that Libras are driven by this desire for harmony and balance.
Yes.
It comes out in everything they do.
Right. Their love for beauty.
Yes.
Their diplomacy, their ability to see all sides. Exactly.
Of a situation.
And they crave connection.
Okay.
They thrive in environments where they can express
Right.
their creativity, intellect, and social grace.
So embracing that need for balance is key.
It is.
To understanding them.
It is.
Right. Both personally and professionally.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, their indecisiveness, it's not a flaw.
It's not.
It's just part of how they process things.
Of their thoughtful nature.
Yeah.
They want to weigh every option to make sure they're making the best choice.
So be patient, be understanding.
Yes.
Appreciate their
uniqueness.
Yeah, their unique way of navigating the world.
Exactly.
Now, before we wrap up,
yes,
I want to encourage our listeners to share their own Libra stories.
Oh, we love hearing from you.
Yeah. Have you encountered any of these traits?
Yeah.
Any funny anecdotes or heartwarming stories?
Yes.
About the Libras in your life?
We'd love to hear it. Who knows? Maybe we'll do a future episode.
Yeah.
Dedicated to your insights about this fascinating sign.
That's a great idea. All right. So until next time, keep those scales balanced. And keep diving deep
into the Zodiac.
Into the wonders of the Zodiac.